so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
We do love it when you stop by.
Why?
Because you're a big star, kid. You're going places, see?
Okay, well, it appears I am.
Yeah, you got moxie.
You heard the news?
The news?
The
yes.
news that there's going to be another show called Mary and Rhoda.
That's right. You're doing, this is
Yeah.
exciting news.
It really is. I'm so thrilled about this. And we have Rosie O'Donnell to thank for it, because Valerie and I were on the show. We were sitting together on the couch, and the chemistry was there. I knew when she wanted me to say something. I knew when to lay out, and she did too. And as we were walking out to our cars afterwards, almost simultaneously, we said, we ought to do this again. And so we're going to.
So that's what the nice thing about Rosie is, she brings people together.
She does.
Andy and I, we divide them. If you guys had come on this show first, you'd have left fighting. And we're never working together again.
What's even nicer is she doesn't take a percentage.
Oh,
No
that's very
royalties.
nice. I demand a percentage.
Aha.
Anything
Okay.
that you do in show business after your appearance on this show, I get 40%.
All right, that
Yeah.
seems reasonable.
Yeah, it's very reasonable. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Well, thank you. Yes, we did.
Do you get excited about like the Thanksgiving Day balloons, that kind of thing, or is it old hat to you? At this
Oh
point?
no, I do. I like it a lot. And what's interesting, we now live across the park with the grown-ups on the east side. But when we lived right on Central Park West, it was so much fun because on Thanksgiving Day there I'd be getting dressed, and all of a sudden Snoopy is looking in on me, and it made me very uneasy.
He's a lech.
Yes,
That's
yes.
Snoopy.
But I found myself timing it so that I would be getting dressed every year, just as hoping for Superman or one of the others.
You just wanted to have someone come by and see you.
Yes, a lot of activity in that window. One time they were cleaning the building, and there were two guys on scaffolding, and they looked inside, and the guy said, "Hey, look, it's..." And the other guy said, "Yes, it's what's her name? She used to be on the Rhoda show."
And you shoved them both off.
Exactly.
And they fell to their deaths.
Exactly.
The end. Do you, on Thanksgiving, because you're a pretty strict vegetarian, what do you do?
Yeah.
You don't have a turkey in the house?
We spare the turkey. Yeah.
You actually invite a turkey there and tell him, you get to live because of me? How does it work?
You know, there are a lot of wild turkeys on our property up in Dutchess.
Really?
And yes, what we do is not go out and shoot one of them.
Well, no one really does that except
Yes, they do.
Jed Clampett does it, but everyone else goes to the supermarket.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
somebody does something to those birds to get them on your plate, and that's the part I can't stand.
So
So we have all the other stuff, you know, like the candied yams and the mashed potatoes and the pearled onions and all of that great
And do you
stuff.
mash them into the shape of a turkey
Into
so
the
that
shape
people
of a turkey,
feel
yes.
there has to be a turkey shape
Exactly.
in the
Well,
house.
see, that's where your
what I believe.
tofu comes into play.
Really, a tofu.
It's very good to mold.
You might want to move this mic. I've just got a signal back here. Your necklace is rubbing up against your microphone.
The mic, and I hate to tell you what's happening with me and the battery pack.
Maybe I could
here.
wear. Actually, we plan on that one, yeah. Do you want me to? Maybe I should wear the necklace for a bit. Is it a problem, or are we okay?
Or
I'll just move
fix
this
the
over.
mic,
I'll just move
whatever
this
you
over
think is
here.
best.
I'll just move this over here. I'm touching Mary Tyler Moore.
Like to being touched.
Yeah. So you mentioned you live on this farm.
Yeah.
And in the past, when you've been on the program, you say that you're around the animals so much you do impressions of them. You've done some great impressions for us.
Now I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any
I do
new
them
impressions?
sparingly.
Yeah. Any new impressions of animals on the farm?
I've been working on the horse call because we have 5 horses, and not one of them ever pays attention to me. They give me great rides, but they just are, I don't know, they're autistic.
Right.
They don't want to have any kind of
Very hard to
connection.
get an autistic horse.
Yeah,
you know?
it is, but I did it. So anyway, I try to reach them by going,
That was frightening for me. That was very good. Does that help, or do they become afraid?
They run. They run away from me.
I do one animal. I do a lizard.
What?
That's the only one I
let
do.
me see.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Very good. You know what else?
That's also my Sam Donaldson. But
or a red skeleton.
or a red skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I do, though.
Well, that's
I
enough.
specialize. It's a niche
Yes.
that I'm working on.
Yes.
I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's so strange. You have this very nice image that you once stalked a celebrity. That you yourself, Mary Tyler Moore,
yes.
once stalked a celebrity.
When I was in high school, and I went to a Catholic girls' high school, so there wasn't any opportunity for real male-female contact, my friends and I fantasized about someday meeting Marlon Brando. And we would write these scenarios about how we would meet and what he would say and what we would do and how we would finally find each other entwined. And one year, we all piled into my friend Dee Dee Savoya's DeSoto, brown DeSoto, and we drove up Laurel Canyon because we had just found out where he lived. And we waited there every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday night, waiting for him to come out. And we never saw him, to our knowledge. We were about to give it up. We were about to just, go home and spend normal weekends when one evening, a guy with gray hair and a limp and a mustache came out, and we knew that it was Brando. He got in a car.
Was he wearing a disguise? He must have been wearing a disguise.
No, that was Brando. Yes, he was wearing a disguise.
Well, I thought maybe you were stalking him so long. This is like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. No. So we...
Still outside, it's still a DeSoto. A 70-year-old Marlon Brando leaves.
He was the best-looking thing ever. God, he was gorgeous in his youth. Anyway, we followed him down Mulholland Drive until we got to Coldwater Canyon, and there was, I think there still is, a kind of a wide sort of parking area, and he pulled in and he beckoned for us to follow. And he got out of the car and started walking to us, looking straight at us, and I know he was looking at me. And the mustache was gone and the wig and the limp was gone, and he came over and he said, "Now surely you girls could find something better to do up here on Mulholland Drive. No more. You go on, get away from me." And he sauntered back into his car and drove off. Well, it took me about a year to take a full breath again after that experience.
That's a long time.
All the kids, yeah. But
did you ever see him later on?
yeah. Years later, long after I had done the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then we were already doing the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and I was introduced to him in the VIP lounge at the airport, and he was sitting on his spine reading a magazine, and somebody said, "Mr. Brando, I'd like you to meet Miss Moore." And he looked up and kind of grunted his acknowledgement, and that was bad enough. But when we got onto the plane, we'd been in flight for about a half hour, he came over to me and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize who you were." Now that disappointed me even further. But the worst part was that he didn't remember me from Mulholland Drive.
Did you say it was me in the DeSoto?
No, I wasn't going to get down on my knees and grovel for his attention. But Marlon, if you're out there.
Oh, he watches.
You're watching.
He watches regularly. He's eating Haagen-Dazs right now and watching the show.
You may want to cut back on that, sweetheart.
No, he's happier this way. I have to mention, I'll just mention one more time that, of course, you and Valerie Harper are reuniting. What's the show going to be called?
It's going to be called Mary and Rhoda, and it will be those two beloved characters living today in their late 50s in New York, and they will each have a daughter in their early 20s. Mine, I named Rhoda, and she named hers Mary. So the title Mary and Rhoda is quadra-angled.
Yeah. This was just a cut down on confusion all around.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
And of course, I also want to mention November is National Diabetes Awareness Month.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, no problem. Always a thrill when you come by.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, please come by again.
It's really fun for me too.
Mary Tyler Moore, everybody.